What's up, everybody? It's Broken Bones here, and welcome to KrustyKraft. Today is episode 42, yes it is, and today we're starting things out in my base because we are resource gathering for a big project that I have. And we're not going to be able to get started on that huge project because this is some of the materials that we've already gathered. Last episode, we went ahead and we gathered up some gilded blackstone, which was actually pretty fun while we were bastion hunting. And that is one of the materials that we need, and we have several more that we need to get. One of the things that we need to get is green dye, and while I was looking at this, I was thinking, we don't have a cactus farm yet. Like, it's episode 42, and we don't have a cactus farm. We don't have a cocoa bean farm. We don't even have a melon and a pumpkin farm. We have like one that we can change out. We just need to upgrade a little bit. So I think today what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and upgrade our base here a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and make some farms in this area. And please mind, I am kind of under the weather. I'm a little sick, so mind my nasally voice. But we're going to crack on with today's episode because I'm super excited to go ahead and get started. So first things first, we need to clear out some space above our pumpkin farm here, where this is going to be where we make our melon farm. Alright, well, we've got this area cleared out now. We do need to go down here because the melons, we're actually going to be having flow into this water stream right into our collection system. And in order to do that, we need to get rid of that torch, which means that it's going to get dark down here. So we need to go ahead and put our torches above these pistons here. I think that's a good idea. Alright, that should keep things pretty well lit up. Next, we need to go ahead and knock out this block right here because we're going to be putting in an auto crafter that's going to craft all of our melon slices into melon blocks. And because we're keeping things compact, we're actually placing in trap doors right here instead of solid blocks because this is going to be right where the water flows for the melon and pumpkin farm. And yes, I realize I just said melon and pumpkin farm there, and that's just out of habit. I mean, they kind of go together. Now that our dirt's all in, we should be able to go ahead and place a block right there and put some water in right there, and that should flow all the way to the end of our trap doors. And if we put two hoppers right there, that should go ahead and be good for our collection system. Now to remove some more blocks back behind here so we can get down to our auto crafter and start wiring up the circuitry for that. And now I've laid in some of the blocks that I'm going to place my redstone on. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put an auto crafter over here because this is an auto crafter and we want to go ahead and fill up 8 of these slots so that it'll only fire when the 9th slot is fully done there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place a comparator in there. And actually, I just thought of something. We could actually go ahead and put that on full, and then that way we don't have to set this comparator on subtract mode. We can actually just leave it on regular mode just like that. And that'll be, the signal strength will have to equal a full inventory or more, which is, it's not going to equal more because the full inventory is all you can get out of it. And so therefore every single thing should be in there, all the melon slices, and it'll go ahead and put out a signal which will go into this block. It'll power this redstone right here, and it'll power that repeater which will power that auto crafter. So now if I take some of my melon slices and go ahead and throw them in here, we should be able to watch this fill up and create a melon here. Let's see if it works. There it is. That looked like it worked. I did see some seeds in there. I wonder if that created seeds too. Let's go ahead and double check to make sure that didn't create any seeds. That should have created 1 melon block. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So that was some very easy redstone. Now that that's all buttoned up, we can go ahead and seal that off. And then as we seal that up, we've sealed off the collection system. And then this cave that's back here, I've kind of just sealed that off as well so we can have a completely enclosed redstone area. Which is nice now because creepers like to come up and inspect your builds, and if they don't like them, they blow up. So that's kind of nice that we won't have that to worry about. But now we need to go ahead and get the farm actually built up now. Right here is going to be where one of the stems are. In front of all these stone blocks is going to be some stems, and those are going to be the melon stems. Now, when they grow a melon, it's going to grow off to the side, and it'll change shape, and we can detect that with an observer. So we're going to go and place observers right there, and we're going to place those on all these stone blocks. And in go the final few blocks right here. So that's all the pistons now done and dusted. Now we need to actually go ahead and till our farm and get the seeds in there. So let's grab our hoe, and let's grab our seeds, and let's get to work. So the seeds will be going in right in front of the observers, just like that. We'll plant a seed in there, and we'll plant a seed in there, and they can just grow up naturally because we're not in a super big hurry to go ahead and bone meal these and get them fully grown. So we'll just go ahead and leave them like that, and we'll wait for them to grow. And it looks like Red Sea Gaming was over here just checking out my base. He was telling me that he thought my design was nice. Nice farm concept. Excellent. Now to fully finish things off, we'll put a torch in the back there so all the redstone's lit up, and then we'll go ahead and take ourselves some stone blocks and just seal the top of that all off and do the same thing on this side. I'm debating on whether or not I should use blocks right here or if I should use glass. Oop, I just broke the block that I was holding out my water, but that's okay. It's going to go right there. So I'm actually thinking maybe we should use some glass. Okay, now that this is all in, let's go ahead and grab ourselves some glass. We're going to go ahead and throw in some blocks right in there to make it look complete. We'll go and throw them up here as well, just like so. And we'll go ahead and throw those in over here on this side too, just like that. Looks like I'm missing one. There's the last block right there we can use. We'll just let the water flow out because it's not going to cause any damage. We'll just leave it just like that. That should be good. Let's go ahead and hop out here. We'll go ahead and throw glass from the top down just like that. That should go ahead and hold the water back in now. Does that look cool? Is that worth viewing? I'm almost thinking maybe we should just put the blocks back because it looks better with just this farm. I'm not sure. I tell you what, I'm going to leave it this way for now, and if it continues to bother me throughout the episode, maybe I'll change it, but it actually doesn't look too bad. I just don't like the sides of the dirt, but nonetheless, it looks like we missed a stone block in there. I need to actually go ahead and replace that. And there we go. That's looking more complete now. So now I finally feel like I can get rid of this bit right here. Let's go ahead and get rid of the water here. And let's go ahead and get rid of all of this dirt here. And just that kind of yeah, it just doesn't look very good sitting there like that, does it? Just out in the open. It needed a proper farm. So now that this is all done and dusted, let's go ahead and move on to the Cactus Farm. The Cactus Farm, we need to miss the redstone here. So we've got the pistons, the redstone, and then a block in the back. So if we come right in here, yep, we're not going to hit any redstone there. So this is going to be where our Cactus Farm is going to be. We need to dig it out 5 blocks wide. There's 5 blocks. So we're going to dig this out and make it 7 blocks deep. All right, so now that's all dug out. We need to go ahead and just clean up the floor a little bit here. We'll go just like that. And then we'll go ahead and clean this up here and close this all in. You just bring this all the way across the top up here. I can see that this is already going to get a little bit dark. So we might need to put some torches in here. So yeah, that's going to get a little dark. Let's go ahead and put ourselves some torches right here, just like that. And like this. And ooh, I just thought of something. That's going to be right next to the cactuses. The cactuses are going to be right there. I wonder, because torches aren't really that type of a block, you know? Here's a cactus. Can we place it right there? Look at that. It doesn't break the cactus. That's pretty cool. So here's our sand. We're going to place our sand in here just like this. So that way that's all in there just like so. We'll have 6 cactus plants in here growing all at the same time. I'm going to plant those in here just like so. Just like that. There we go. All right, then we need ourselves some water. We're going to put water back here in the back corner just like that. That should flow all the way up to the front here just like that. There we are. Let's grab ourselves another water bucket here. We'll go ahead and throw that in this back corner just like that. That should flow all the way up to here. This right here is going to be a wall, so that way we won't have to worry about it. That's looking pretty good. Right here is going to be our collection system, so let's go ahead and break out these blocks. And wow, we got a Netherwart Farm down there by the look of it. I think Doc Zero probably built that. So we might do something with that later today too, but nonetheless, we need to go ahead and continue on with this. Let's grab ourselves this barrel here. We'll go ahead and place that in here just like that. There we are. Grab ourselves 2 hoppers. We'll place a hopper in there just like this. Another hopper in there just like this. If I can do that in this water stream here. Makes it extra difficult. There we are. Okay, that should be all good and dusted. If we go just like that, all we need now is we need the open fence gates in the middle, which I have right here in my inventory. All right, and to make these easier to place, I think we can go ahead and place one of these right on that torch right there. That should be pretty good. We'll open that one. We'll place in a block right there. Another fence gate. We'll open that one. We can break out this block here. There we are. Let's go and place one more block in here and one more fence gate. We'll open that one and break this one. That should pretty much be the farm all done and dusted. All we need now is a little bit of glass. Let's grab our glass and we'll just go ahead and close up the front. And now that's looking pretty good. It looks like the stems to our melon farm are growing up there. Look at that. Some of them are fully grown already. Oh my goodness, we got our first harvest of a melon. It looks like, did we just get a melon block? We just got ourselves another melon block. Look at that. That's awesome. And now that our cactus farm is all done, I guess we can get rid of these guys. Look at that, we got our first cactus. All right, well that's good to know that this thing's up and working now. Let's go ahead and head on down here. Before we build a farm back here, I think it would be rather important to go ahead and tear this out so we can put it in a better location, because down below really, I mean, if we build too many farms up here, it's gonna get cut off. So now that that's all torn out down below, all that netherwart, next we need to go ahead and start building ourselves a farm here. But before we do that, we have this door that's right here for kind of like access, and we have a door over here for access, but I don't really like the locations of these. I think we're going to go ahead and tear those out and move them. And now that these doors are ripped out, we can go ahead and put ourselves another access point right in here, and I think I think probably right here would be a good spot. Right there. There we go. Let's go ahead and hop on through here. I got myself some stairs here. We can go ahead and just go just like that. Hopefully, I think maybe like this. And if we put another block right here, we should be able to put another stair block on top of that guy. That should go ahead and complete that up, make it easy to get in and out of there. After putting in those stairs and looking at it, I had to rip them out. The floor level's up here anyway. Why do we need to go down? The only thing that's down here is the item collection for the honey that actually goes up this water spout into our collection system up above. So I think for now, we're going to leave the floor level at this height. And I suppose just for good measure, we should make an access way down in here. So we'll go ahead and place ourselves in a stair there and a stair there and one more down in right in here. As you can see, that's kind of the underside of our cave down below. So we definitely don't want to fall down in there. And there we go. The floor is now all buttoned up. And now the doors have both been sealed off just like that. And for our new doorway, we'll place ourselves in a button right there. We'll place the door in right there just like that. And a pressure plate on there just like so. So now we can go right in just like that. We can get right back out like so. And now I feel like I'm ready to build in this area. And I think for this cocoa bean farm, we're going to make it all the way tall just like this. And it's only going to be 4 blocks wide like that. We're going to have the trees on the outside. So that'll be a tree right here and a tree right here, leaving a 2-block gap in the middle to walk in between. And I kind of want to have a tree right here, a tree right here, a tree right here, and that way we can plant those cocoa beans on all sides of them, all the way on both sides. And I want to have this kind of semi-automatic where there's buttons on the floor where you could harvest the left side or the right side, or you could press both of them and harvest the whole thing. And so in order for that to happen, we're going to need pistons down on the floor. And so that means that we're going to have 1 piston right there. We're going to skip 2 blocks. We're going to put another piston there, skip 2 more blocks and put a piston in there. And then this would be the back of our room. And see what I mean about the old Netherwart farm? We're going to have to go ahead and seal that off now. So now I've gone ahead and outlined our room in stone, so that's looking pretty good now. And judging by the way that this looks here, even though that it is a nice floor out here, all of our farms have a stone floor. Everything in here has a stone floor. And so I think in order for that to be matching, we should also probably replace this with a stone floor. And before we get completely into this build, I think we should just go ahead and start with that. We'll go ahead and get rid of the entire floor before we start building all of our redstone. And let's pick up all of these. And now that that's all cleaned up, I'm now putting in the base work for our pistons in here. This is going to be where our pistons actually go. And so I'm going to fill in the floor here so we don't actually fall while we're building it. And so here's going to be our piston floor right there, just like so. There we are. All right, so now the pistons, let's see here. The first piston is going to be right here on this side and right here on this side. Let's double check that. Make sure that's exactly where we want it. That's actually incorrect. I'm glad I double checked that. We're going to want them over here like this, right here in the corner. Just like that. There we go. All right, now I've actually got them 1 block below the floor because I'm actually going to have a jungle log down here just like that you cannot see. So when the piston pushes it up and harvests all the cocoa beans, you don't actually see the piston. It'll still look like a log, and then I'll have another piston up there shoving it right back down. And in goes the last piston right there. There we go. So that is going to be where our farm kind of sits just like that. And then to power these pistons, we can go ahead and run some blocks in there just like that with some redstone dust on top of there just like so, and those will connect up to those pistons. We can run that all the way back to the front out here, and I just placed 1 block up a little bit too high right there. Let's go ahead and break that guy out here. It looks like I'm stuck in here now. And there we go. Now we can place the redstone dust all the way in there just like that. We can place a button in right above here, right on top of that block. Do I have a button? There's a button right there. Check that out. Now this side is pretty much done. I've actually decided to go ahead and put the redstone there so the button can be out here on the front. I've done the same thing over here now, so that way the button can be over there. And that way we can actually get the cocoa beans to grow on the side of the jungle trees right here. Next, we're going to start putting the floor in. And in the front, we'll finish it off here with the polished blackstone bricks. And that's looking pretty good. Now if we hit this button, that side's going to rise. And if we hit this button, that side will rise. And now we can start putting in all the walls in, and we can go ahead and start doing the roof as well. And that should be the walls pretty much all completed right there. And it's gotten pretty dark in here, and we have some room right in here where we can put a couple lights there just like that. And now we can start throwing the jungle logs in place, going all the way down just like that. And there we go. I feel like those 2 torches really aren't doing enough. It's still kind of dark in here. Let's go ahead and throw some torches down in here. Does that kind of does lighten things up a little bit. And now we're on top of the build, and I believe if we go ahead and mine out that block, that should be the top of our log right there. We need to go ahead and do that to all of these guys right here just like that. There we go. We need to go ahead and extend that up here just like so, so that way that can go ahead and get pushed back down and the log will be inside the farm. We also need a piston up here at some point where it pushes all that back down, and I'm thinking it's probably gonna have to go up here like this. Yeah, that's gonna have to go up there like that, so that way that can push a block up and we can power it somehow on top of this block. So I've now gone ahead to adding to the other pistons now, which I don't think they need to be up a block. Right here should be just fine, and that's because the redstone's gonna be running right alongside them. Let's go ahead and grab our blocks out here. We'll go ahead and put a block on the face of that one just like this. We'll go ahead and bring that all the way out around over here just like so. There we are. All right, now we need ourselves a repeater just like that and a torch that'll go ahead and power that block anytime it comes up, and it'll take that redstone dust and send it all the way down across here just like that. And then we need to go ahead and power this piston as well. We'll put a block right there with some redstone on it, and now that'll disconnect the circuit. We're going to do the same thing to this side, and there we go. This side's now done. So now if we trigger our farm down from down below, let's go ahead and try this side. There goes the logs up, and then they come back down. If we do this side, the logs will go up, and then they come back down. Perfect. So that means that we can finally get rid of this guy. And just as a quick check to see how much time has gone by, we've actually got ourselves 20 melons that have been made out of this farm, and we got ourselves just about 15 cactus now. That's not bad. And now to plant all of the cocoa beans, and with that, it looks like we're one short, but that's why we got ourselves a farm. That looks pretty cool. Taking a step back from this farm right here that we just made and looking at this one, I think what's bothering me is that we have glass up here, but not down here. I'm almost thinking instead of closing that off to where we can't see that, let's go ahead and just take these out here, and we'll replace that with glass. Let's grab our glass here. We'll throw that in the front. I think that looks a little bit better. Let's go ahead and go like that. I think that looks a lot better. That's what was wrong with it the whole time, was just the bottom was all capped off. I think we need to go ahead and take these 2 blocks of stone here and make those that black stone. And there we go, just like that. We can go ahead and complete up the floor. That looks complete to me now. Next, I want to put 2 farms in right here, right side by side with each other. As you can see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks to work with. So we could put a farm right in here, skip a block, and put another farm in there, and it would look pretty cool. This farm here, I'm going to want this one to be a rooted dirt farm. And I've opened up some space so that way we can go ahead and work. And let's go ahead and open up the floor right here. We're going to go ahead and take a barrel facing up just like this. That will be our source system. That's not a barrel, that's a hopper. Let's go ahead and take a barrel just like this. There we go. All right, then we'll take ourselves a hopper. Let's go ahead and get up on out of here just like this. Let's grab ourselves a hopper and throw that in there just like that. And we'll put one up there just like so. This is going to go ahead and collect the roots that this piece of rooted dirt is going to make, and we're going to bone meal that piece of dirt with a dispenser, just like that. We'll put the rooted dirt in right there, and anytime that gets bone mealed, it should... Let's get some bone meal. So if we put some bone meal in there, and we go just like that, let's take ourselves a redstone torch. We should get ourselves some roots just like that. And I don't believe these are something that you can break by hand. If we break that by hand, we don't get anything. But if we go just like this, and then we take a shear, if we shear it, I believe we get it. Do we get it? Yes, there, we got it there. So we have to use a pair of shears. So I think I have a cool way of automating this. Let's go ahead and do this together on film here. I'll do it right on film, so if I mess up, you guys will see all the mistakes. So let's go ahead and take ourselves an observer here. That's going to observe when the roots grow and when they get chopped. So that's the 2 states it's going to observe at. And now that we have the copper bulb, we can use that as a T flip-flop. So that's going to go in there. We need to power this whenever the roots get chopped. So let's go ahead and run a block right there. We'll go ahead and put a comparator in right there. That'll turn on anytime that turns on. I believe we can really just run that up there just like so. Is that it? And put redstone dust all along there. Ha! I think that's it. I think that's it all done. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves some roots here. Let's see here. Let's actually see. How do we need to do this now? We need to update this somehow. I think what we need to do is we need to actually take this out. Let's do this the right way. So let's go ahead and trigger this. So we're going to go ahead and take this block out real quick. Okay. We're going to go ahead and trigger that just like so. So now it's primed. We're going to put that back, and now this will simulate the roots getting broken. And it should give us another pulse just like that. Let's go ahead and collect our stone. And now if we take our shears just like this, we should be able to just go just like this, hold down our R2 button, Hey, look at that. We got ourselves a rooted dirt farm, and it's collecting all the roots right there. And it's really not a rooted dirt farm, but it's a root farm. So now if we go on top of the dispenser with the bone meal inside of it, we should be able to take a hopper just like this. Let's go ahead and break this block out here just like so. We'll go ahead and take ourselves a double chest here just like that, and that'll make it easy for us to put the bone meal in. And if we throw this stair block in right there, we should still be able to open our chest, and it should look good from the front. Look at that. Ha! Oh no, look at that. Our melon and pumpkin farm is backing up because we put glass right there. That's actually, that's not a good idea. We actually got quite a lot of melons backed up in there. Let's actually go ahead and take that out. And what should we do here? I think what we'll do here is we'll go ahead and take this stone block out right here. We'll go ahead and follow it up with a hopper so that can lead right under the glass just like so. There we go. Let's go ahead and pull that out. Now that shouldn't back up anymore. We also now have 22 melons, which is pretty cool, and we also have ourselves 20 cactus. Moving on, next to the side of this one, we're going to be making ourselves a Dripstone Farm. So to get things started, the first thing we're going to do is throw in the collection system. We're going to go ahead and break these blocks out just like so. Grab ourselves a barrel, face that in there facing up just like that. We're going to come right around here with 2 hoppers just like that, so our dripstone will fall into this hopper. And because this is a dripstone farm, I figured we'd go ahead and use dripstone for the facade to keep it with the theme, and then we'll put one up here like that, and that's where our spike will go, and we need to put some water up there. So let's see here. If we take ourselves a button right there and a button right there, well, that should go ahead and enclose our water here. If we put water right there, that'll go ahead and hydrate this spike here. That should grow all the way down, and then at some point it's going to come all the way down to here where it's going to get observed by this guy, and then we need to break it with a piston. Let's go ahead and break this out here real quick. We'll go just like that and put ourselves a piston in there. And I think, to be quite honest, the only thing I'm going to need here is a block and a bit of redstone. That observer will detect when that grows. It'll go ahead and power this block, powering that redstone, powering the piston. It'll break, and then it really won't cycle anymore because the piston is not in front of the observer, so that should be just fine. Let's go ahead and throw this up in there. This farm is now done too. Let's grab ourselves our black stone right here in the front to go ahead and keep that up. Let's go ahead and throw ourselves one dripstone in here if we can. Let's see if we can do that. If we can get the top of that, there we go, just like that. And then grab ourselves some glass. Let's go ahead and throw that up in there too. And we'll throw glass in here to finish it off. That looks pretty good. And just to finish the whole thing off, I think underneath this hopper here, right there in the back, there we go. That looks so much better. Look at that, out came another melon block. That's always satisfying to watch, but now that we've done all of these farms, let's go ahead and do one last one over here, which is going to be our Netherwart Farm. So this is an 11 block wide space, so we're going to go ahead and make our farm 9 blocks wide. And now we have our area mined out, and just like usual, we're going to start with our storage system. So our barrel is going to go right in here just like this. Let's go ahead and put that in the floor, face up just like so. Let's hop on over here. We'll go ahead and throw a hopper into the side of that one. We'll put 1, 2, 3, 4 hoppers into the side of that guy. We'll do 4 hoppers into the side of this guy. 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like that. There we go. Then for decoration, we're going to go ahead and take some polished blackstone brick slabs and go ahead and throw those all across here. And now back in behind here, we're going to go ahead and take our soul sand. We're going to go 8 blocks deep. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we need to go ahead and make some room. And there we go. We've made ourselves some more room. And as I'm putting in the soul sand floor, I'm noticing that I'm covering up my stairway that I made over here, but I will deal with that later. And now that's all done. And considering this wall is not a wall that I can make stone because I share this wall with the inside of my base, I'm also considering maybe making the whole perimeter of this farm here all this polished blackstone brick, which means that I need to go ahead and make way for that here. Oh, check that out. You guys might be wondering what this is. This is a mini block that we actually have a mod on for. It's a mini crying obsidian block, which is pretty cool. And you can thank my buddy Nabrian Cent for making that texture pack. Now, I'm not sure if I have enough blackstone brick for all of this, but I'm sure we'll find out shortly. And I'd say by the look of it, we are going to have just enough. Let's go ahead and fill that all the way in. There we go. That is all the sides done and dusted. It is rather dark in there, so we do need to light it up. I think we'll go ahead and take a torch right here in the back, just like that. That kind of does light up the whole area. What if we did that over here on this side as well? Would that look... I think that looks pretty good right there. That's nice and lit up. And now we do have a whole line of hoppers here leading into this barrel here. So let's go ahead and redstone this up to to make it automatic, let's go ahead and take out the back wall right here just like this, and we'll go ahead and throw ourselves some sticky pistons down in here. This will go ahead and lower the wall, and then they'll have some water back there that'll go ahead and flush the whole system out forward onto the hoppers. Oh, you know what? Something I just thought about. If we put pistons down here and we pull the blocks down and the water's back there, well, this is 8 blocks wide, which is as far as water flows. So if we had water back there, it would have to travel 10 blocks. So it'd stop 2 blocks short, which is not exactly where we want it. I'm gonna have to think of another solution, which is gonna involve making more space and turning this part of the wall into upside down stairs. Now, if we place some sticky pistons across there and put blocks on all of their faces, we can take a redstone torch right in here. We'll place a block like that. We'll place a redstone torch there. That'll power that, and that block will go underneath that stair. We can take redstone dust across here, and we can take redstone dust across here. That'll go ahead and power all of those, and that'll seal all this up. Next, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and put ourselves a barrier right in here and along those stairs, which now on this side of it should be this row of blocks. So if I go ahead and place this water there, it should waterlog that stair, which it looks like it did. So I can go ahead and pull it in, pull it out. So that is waterlogging that stair. If that block comes out, which let's go ahead and simulate that. If that block were to come out, it'll go ahead and flood the farm all the way to the front. So now I just need to grab water and do this about 9 times. Well, that was exhausting. Now to harvest this farm, I think it'd be cool to power it on right here. And I just thought that means that we got to go down beneath here, which means that we got to do a little bit of digging, and it looks like we got to do a little bit of bridging. So now I've gone ahead and bridged out, and we're putting some redstone down all the way to the back over here. This is going to be where our pistons are. We need to go ahead and build a redstone torch tower that'll get up to the top of those. One thing I just thought about is that torch that's right above that piston on that block is going to need a torch underneath it, which if that's underneath it, it's going to be right next to that piston, and that's actually not going to work. We need to have it over here. So we're gonna go ahead and break that block. That's going to go ahead and release all the water, which, yep, it sure did. It released a lot of water. Totally, look at that. We need to seal that up. So now if we take this redstone and we connect it all the way across, we should be able to put our redstone torch in right there. That'll go ahead and do the same thing, seal up all the water. We should be able to go ahead and come down here and place a torch down there without actually bugging out any of the pistons, and continue that on the way down. And if we go just like this with the redstone, that'll be all wired up now. So now if we get ourselves back on up here, let's go ahead and change that out for one of these blocks there. And if we go ahead and hit this button, we should get water for that about along. Let's see if that clears it all the way out. That looks like it would do a pretty good job. Let's do a quick dry run. If we just do one row of these just like that all the way out to the front, and we went ahead and hit it, would everything come to the front? Because that's kind of what we want to do. We want to have everything come to the front, and that's not what happens. But you know what, you're going to be replanting it, and I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal anyway. I kind of like the fact that the water kind of starts and stops rather quickly, kind of harvesting your farm, allowing you to go back up and replant as quickly as possible. So now let's go ahead and plant in our entire farm. And there we go. So now we can let this farm grow for a little bit and check out our other farms. Look at this one. This one's actually got 2 pointed dripstone in it already. That one's already fired. That's pretty cool. We got ourselves this hanging root farm, which I think we need something right here. There we go. Let's go ahead and put one of those up there. There we go. Now we can go ahead and use that. Let's go ahead and use this guy. Let's see here. We should probably aim at the observer if we're going to use that like that. There we go. We've already got 18 of those. That's pretty cool. We can go ahead and put those back. And then look at this farm. All of these are all done. Let's go ahead and harvest one side of those. Look at that. Look at how satisfying that is. Let's go and harvest the other side. Ha ha ha. Look at that. That's cool. That's always fun to watch, but not fun to replant. And so far, we have ourselves 26 cactus. That's not too bad considering that we haven't been in here that long. Over here, we got ourselves 35 melons. That's looking pretty good. And if some of you actually wanted to extend the timer on this water, you totally could. That'd be so easy to do right here. And I'm going to go ahead and do it with you guys. So let's go ahead and head on down here. What we need to do here is we're actually going to go ahead and make ourselves a comparator pulse extender. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and place in 2 more blocks in just like that. We need to go ahead and place place ourselves in a couple blocks in over here. Let's go ahead and place a block right there and a block right there. This comparator right here is going to go ahead and shoot a signal into that block. It's going to go ahead and power this redstone, powering this comparator, and it's going to be facing in this direction. Let's go ahead and head on over here, just like that. That should go ahead and be our pulse extender all done. Now if we take ourselves a repeater just like this, it'll go ahead and keep that signal strength fully powered all the way to our system over there. So that should definitely increase the pulse. And now I just have to figure out how to get out of here. So now if we get ourselves back up here just like that, there we go. Let's go ahead and throw those back in. We should be able to hit this button. And let's just go ahead and do it for you guys. It's not fully grown yet, but that should definitely hold for a significantly longer amount of time. And look at that, just about all of the netherwart made it off. There's just a few pieces left. Let's see how much is actually left. And I actually had some in my inventory, so that's not going to be fully accurate, but it definitely wasn't that many. And you're definitely going to plant a lot more than that. So that's pretty good. And we'll just go ahead and replant all this. And now I've got several different farms back here that make the back of my base look pretty impressive. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new farms that you should definitely have before you get to episode 42 of your Let's Play series. So don't be dumb and wait till the last minute like I did. I could have built these farms a long time ago and I would have had a lot more items by now. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This was a lot of fun building this with you guys, and I'm really happy that we finally got around to it. And if you guys enjoyed it too, then be sure to smack that like button for me and subscribe if you guys are new. I'm Broken Bones, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next episode. Take it easy, everybody.